Okay, I think now you can hear me better. Maybe just on one side of the screen, or I don't know. Okay, I think. Oh, it's a bit loud. Okay, sorry, it was a bit loud. I think now it's better. Okay. Um, so I'm going to draw this illustration that I did this weekend. Um, can everybody hear now? I think it's better. Or maybe I am too quiet. Ah, okay. I will increase the microphone level, maybe like this. It should be better. Like this. I try to not sneeze in the microphone. Okay, this. Maybe I will do something to protect the sound. Okay, like this should be better. Sorry. Oh damn. Okay. Um. Okay, I think this is better. Oh, very weird. Weird. Yes, yes. Well, I will try to start the stream while I try to adjust the sound in the same time. So this is a drawing that I made on a 2D software, and I'm going to try to do it in Blender. So I'm using the latest version of Blender, 4.3.2. So there's a lot of okay, thank you. So the sound is great. So there's a lot of new features that I still don't know in this the new version of Blenders, but let's try and discover it together. So I will just make file a new 2D animation. It's an empty template, and now, well, on the interface of Blender is completely customizable. Of course, I will try to explain a few things for the beginners, but not spend too much time on little basic stuff like interface and stuff like that, because you can still find more documentations about that. So I'm just creating a new panel here by stretching this, or I can close it like this, and then I will use the image editor and take my picture as a yes, this is the picture. Yes, it's the correct one. So I just use this as a reference, but maybe I could have used it directly as a background image here also, but it's not the thing I want to do it. I could say add an image and put it in the scene, but I would just want to use it as a reference. So let's start with Carter. I have a grease pencil object already created here, so I don't have to create it, and then switch to draw mode grease pencil. So I like to use the well, I always use the same pen. It's one pen with no pressure, but you can use a pen with pressure. Oh, the pen has a new design here. Okay, they are also available here. I will use this one marker. No, it's not the marker, it's the pen. So marker is about, this is for the timeline. Okay, nice pen. Control click to erase, but I don't like this eraser. I want the one that erases the whole line or the point. So I will open the menu here about the current brush and pick the default eraser. So the default eraser will be the stroke eraser. Yes. So if I click on control click, yes, I erase the line completely. If you don't, oh, it's interesting. They fixed the bug because there was a bug a few days ago, I think, where you couldn't see the other erasers here, so you had to switch to eraser here and then select the type of eraser, eraser hard or eraser with point or eraser stroke, and then go back to the pen, and then you had the eraser available here, but I think now it is fixed. Let's show this character. Well, I can also use this character as a reference image in the background. So let's add, well, I'm doing the thing twice here, but I will use this just to have the color palette here, but I will re-import the image here as a semi-transparent image, so I have it as a reference. And then why am I not in my current folder? Never mind. Live thumbnail. Oh, I know why. I'm so stupid. This is because I haven't saved it yet. So I made tests before. This is not one of the tests. I will try to read the questions at the same time, but I won't be able to reply to everyone. Learning to animate 2D in Blender. I don't know really. It depends on your experience on other softwares. Really, I've tried so many softwares in my life that it was okay for me on Blender. You really have to try it by yourself. It's not. The answer will depend on the person who tests it. So this is just an empty image as a reference. If you try to export this image or if you try to render it, it will never appear. It just appears here for you as you're working. So I have the reference on the left, and I have the actual drawing with the correct palette on the right. So I keep it here, and I go back to my drawing. The music is more and more dramatic. Let's make. Oh, the radius is now in meters. It's great. 0.02 meters, so it's 2 centimeters. Well, let's make it 1.5 centimeters. So since I'm going to animate the hair separately from the face, I will use one layer for each important part of the drawing. The record button is clicked here. I will create a layer. Well, there is already a layer for the lines. It's in this panel when I am in draw mode. And in a quick pencil object, I will lend this to face lines, not the hair, just the face. So fortunately I already created one version of this drawing with more lines. It is this one. So I will export this and use this instead as a reference. So I'm on another software now. I will call this lines. You can also use a photo or anything, whatever. You can use any image as reference. Now that the image is there, well, I can go back to object mode, select this empty, and change the source image here. I will use the lines. Okay, so I have more information here from my reference. So I will use this. I'm in the face lines layer. Okay. Wait. The ear is too low. We'll fix the weird lines later. Maybe I will put, you know what, maybe I will put the eye in another. I will name it to head lines. I will put the eye in another layer, so always check where you are. I'm at frame 1. When you create a new layer, the layer does not exist before. For example, if I create a layer here and try to draw here, if I go back in time, my image doesn't exist anymore, so I have to move it with G for grab. So let's suppose I was already here on frame 1 and I created this layer. I call this eyes. eye line. I will create another software for the another layer for the color later. And let's do something even, wait, even better. I will put the, how do you call iris in English? I don't remember anymore. Iris, the apple of the eye. I think I'm really bad at it. Let me check on Google. Is the iris also in English? Okay, I didn't know. So why am I putting this here? This is because I'm going to make the eye blink later, and if it blinks, I don't want to have to draw again the the round part inside, because the eye won't move. It's just the skin on top of the eye that will move. So I will create one layer for the eye and one for the line that will move later. So this line will move, and when the eye blinks, the actual eye beneath does not move. Well, people are asking me why I'm not making more tutorials. Well, I am making one now. It's just I make tutorials when I can, you know. I'm going to activate here auto lock inactive layers, because you know, the eraser works on all layers. So if I don't want to accidentally erase the wrong line, I will just use this. So the other layers are locked automatically. And another thing, I'm going to deactivate the lights on all layers, because this is only if you want to put 3D lights and make the lights affect the lines. But in my case, it's not necessary. I use flat colors. Now we have the face, just the face. Well, let's complete this head, because when the hair move, we will see the forehead. So at least I should draw one piece of the forehead here. I can hear myself. Oh, I opened the live stream too. Okay. The reference from the 2D software, you just have to export it anywhere on your computer, and then you can import it on Blender. You have a file explorer in Blender. I don't know why I cannot draw curves today. There are days, you know, when you have to draw curves and circles, you can't do it anymore. And now, oh wait, I'm not doing exactly as I did on my draft. I always change the drafts once I start to draw. Let's use a secret weapon on Blender, the sculpt tool. Sculpt mode, it is an awesome feature where you can move stuff like this and arrange. Press F to resize, and like this you can arrange your lines. You know, if you made some ugly stuff, you can smoothen it. You see, this line is I made it too fast, and my computer is a bit slow today, so I'm going to smoothen it a bit. Maybe I switch to edit mode with tab and select all these points. There is not enough point to make something really smooth, so I'm going to subdivide, and subdivide again, so I have a lot of smooth lines. Maybe not that much. I don't want the file to be too heavy. And then back to sculpt mode, and if I use the smooth tool, you see the difference here. Ooh. Of course, this shouldn't have happened in the first place. This is because when I draw, I use a very low precision configuration, so that because my computer is quite old, so you know, when you draw, you can adjust the precision. When you draw here, you can make it automatically be smooth here, or add more points, stuff like that. There's a lot of parameters when you draw, so I keep it as low as possible, so it's not too slow on my old computer. But you can add auto smoothing here when you draw. Actually, it's not that slow on simple drawings, but sometimes you see the difference when you work on very big projects. I will keep it to 0.3 maybe. I just pick this randomly. The head is there. Let's save it as a new file, save incremental. It's a great feature because if you want to save the steps on your drawings, it will create a new file at the same time, so you can see the different versions from the different steps you have drawing. Well, now I'm just streaming, but yes, the live will be saved if you cannot watch it till the end. Let's add some colors. So how can I add colors? So I already have one grease pencil. So each grease pencil object has its palette. This one already has some colors there. I don't need this one, so I remove this with minus. And then, you know, you can use, well, there are many ways to create colors on grease pencil, so many ways. One way, very quick way, is just to go to draw mode and use this eyedropper and pick the color. Oh, I cannot pick here. I didn't know that. I didn't know that I could not pick on the out of this screen, so this is not useful for me. Well, you can. Well, I will do a few different ways. I will try to show you a few different ways. The color picker here is one way. Since the drawing is hidden here, I can just temporarily switch it to 100% transparent, and then use the go to the grease pencil object and draw mode, pick this color, and I think this created a material here. Yes, I will call this skin. This is one way to do it. Go back to object mode, go to the empty. Let's reduce the opacity. I can also use this, but I cannot use the eyedropper here apparently. So I'm the grease pencil object, and let's add one new slot. There is an empty slot here. This seems complicated, but once you have like many projects, you will understand why there is this extra step. I add this. I create a new color and I call it hair. Yeah, it's very weird on for 2D animators to give names to colors, but because you have the legacy of the 3D software, and you know, in 3D, as I told in my first tutorial, we don't really use colors, but you use textures. There is a texture for the hair, there is a texture for the skin, and this is why when you create a color, you name it as if you name the texture. And oh, wait, I didn't use the correct button. I think if I wanted to use the fill color, I should have used Shift plus click or Alt plus click, because you have a stroke and a fill color. Anyway, I fixed this. Also, you see there is a transparency here. Let's remove the transparency, alpha to 1, and now it's completely opaque. Well, the good thing about using textures and giving them name is that you can change the color anytime, even once the animation is finished. So the head is here. Let's create a layer for the head. Fill, head color. Move it down below the headline and just of course there are many ways to paint on Blender. You know, there is a big gap here. There is a lot of you know, add-ons on Blender to make the coloring easier, but I will show that to you another time. For now, since there are gaps here, I'm using the pen mode instead of the fill mode, because there will be these giant gaps. But you know, you can also say, you can use this and say I want to use all layers as the boundary for my paint bucket, and I also want to use wait, because there is one thing you press once you have that, press once, and then you can press a second time, well, and you can scroll. Why am I scrolling? Well, it's generating some intersections just for me to close the gaps. Of course, in my case it's not really helping, so I'm just close the gap myself here with this, and then paint. Well, you have to click a second time, of course, because the first time is to check the gaps with the mouse wheel, and second time is to paint, and it's not working. It is not working. The new paint bucket has a very strange behavior. Why? Let's see what happens. Maybe I think there is one new okay, there's something changed in. I told you I'm testing this new version of Blender. If it's not working, I will just use the pen, normal pen anyway. Oh, I hope everything is alright. I hope you are okay. I see that some people are sad out there on the chat. I'm eating carrots now and cauliflowers. I wish I could send you some. I don't know if you like cauliflowers. Yes, I haven't finished eating. I will try to not make too much noise when eating, going away from the microphone. So there is something weird with this bucket tool. Something has changed. Well, I could check the documentation, but maybe I should not activate this and just use whatever, you know what, I'll check that someday. So maybe for the next live session I will try the advanced tools of the bucket tool, but for now I will use the brush, because the purpose that this is also to show you the animation process. So it's a very rough coloring, and of course I can sculpt it. No, not this one. No. Why? Oh no, it's the this is for the thickness. Okay. Okay, so the head has its color. Let's create a new layer for the well, let's add a few colors just for the eye at least. Iris line. Okay, I can duplicate this. You can duplicate a layer, and you can say duplicate empty keyframes, but I will show it to you later. It's when you have a lot of keyframes and you don't want to create them again, but for now I don't need that. Iris color, it goes below the line. The line is here. And now you see on Blender, when you have these overlays activated, you can add some extra options here, like fade inactive layers or fade inactive objects, and this allows you to see clearly the layer where you're drawing. So here I'm drawing on this, I'm drawing here. When you make mistakes and draw over wrong layers, or want to change a lot of layers in the same time, a lot of frames, there are options for that on Blender in the edit mode, but I will show it to you later, because it still happens that you draw in the wrong layer. Well, I will just show you for the layer case this time. So let's suppose you did something stupid, as like I do most of the time. For example, I draw a point here with the solid stroke, and this point was not supposed to be here, it was supposed to be in this layer. So what I do is you go in this layer, erase line, go to edit mode and select the points that are wrong. It's this one. You can also select in, you can also use another selection tool. And then you say stroke in edit mode, move to layer, and I want to move it to the eye line. And now, boom. Ah, it is locked. Okay, of course. Stroke, move to layer, eye line, and then, okay, it's in the correct layer, it's here. Well, it was just an example. I don't want to put so many points on the eye. Let's color the eye now. So I'm just below the line, okay. Adding a new color with plus here, new material. It doesn't have a stroke, but a fill color, and this is the color. Maybe I will leave it to complete black color. And again, the bucket tool has a new behavior that I haven't checked yet, so I'm gonna use this mode. So I know this is not optimal for production, but just for the sake of this tutorial and not to spend hours here, I will cheat with the brush, with the pen brush. I think the gaps in the chin and mouth, you said. Okay. You know, this eye is too low compared to the eye that I drew. You see on my drawing, the line of the eye ends here. It ends here. But why? It's weird because I used the same reference. Oh, I'm just hallucinating, sorry. I think this is the mouse. The mouse is too small, but we won't see it much, so I'm unlocking all the layers here so I can sculpt the bottom all at once. Bottom of the face all at once. I think I prefer this shape. Well, there is no wrong shape in a cartoon illustration, but I think this is quite this is closer to my usual shapes. And let's deactivate the overlays. Okay, let's draw the hair now, the interesting part. Hair. So I'm going to create one layer for the hair on our side and another layer for the hair on the other side, because they are moving separately, and also there is the face in the middle. So hair, front, well, let's call it front hair. So if there are some other elements on the front, everything will be named front. Of course, on Blender you have the layer options, so now you can create layer groups. Let's try this. I haven't tried it before. I hope it won't crash. Front, and in front I put the hair. Oh, great! It's awesome. So there is one layer for the middle. Let's put the eye here, head, eye line, iris line, yes, color, yes, but below the eye line, okay, head, yes, no, also here, head color inside, yes, and so now the color should be at the bottom. And if we remove the overlays, okay, everything is fine. So I have one group for the middle, one for the front, and let's create a new group for the back. The back will contain the hair on the other side. Hairlines. Here we are. Let's save it. Well, I can save it incremental. Yes, I can create a new file. Someone is asking in French, and he's asking me to reply in French, so I will try to reply in both languages. Le défocus pour le gris pencil. oui, ce serait génial, mais en fait, je pense que ça fait partie de tous les projets Christmas Hill 3 où le Christmas Hill est beaucoup plus intégré à la 3D et fonctionne avec les mêmes contraintes de caméra. Pour le moment, c'est possible de le faire à la main parce qu'il y a une option de blur. Donc il faut le faire à la main, mais ce sera possible dans le futur. Someone was asking about what is my opinion about using the defocus option in Grease Pencil. The defocus is when you have, like in real life, when your camera is not having the focus correctly on the object, then the object is a bit blurry. I think it's something that is going to be implemented because the goal of the Blender team is to make the Grease Pencil. The Grease Pencil is the drawing part of the Blender. They want to make the Grease Pencil seamlessly mix with the 3D more and more. So I think it's something they will do in the future. I have no idea if there are any person from the Blender team here on the chat. But you can make a defocused manually now because there are blur options on Grease Pencil, so you can and you can animate that blur. So you put any value and then you move the timeline and change the value, and then you make a fake defocus effect. I will start with a draft, because I'm doing just a draft because I have to have an idea of the whole animation before making the details. Let's create a material that I will call crayon. I always name my draft lines with a different material, and I give it a weird color to be sure that it's a draft, and I'm supposed to erase it in the end. So the hair, an interesting thing, you can hide the same way as you can hide a layer. You can also directly hide a texture, because sometimes you use a texture on multiple layers and you don't want to have to find out where you used it and where you have to uncheck it. So you can hide it directly here. Also, weird option, you can lock texture. It's interesting. Sometimes if you don't want anyone to erase a color accidentally, you can lock it and then the eraser won't work on it anymore. It can be confusing though if you click on it without knowing it, because sometimes I remember once I clicked on this and in all my layers everything was unlocked, everything was working, and I was going crazy because I could not erase it. And then I found out, oh damn, you can lock the color itself. So it's something good to know. I'm going to hide the color first. This is the first frame of the hair. It goes from here. Let's suppose that there is a second line here, a third line here, and a fourth line here. So this is the first frame, and if the animation is, let's say, a 10-second animation, 10-second animation, first let's be sure that the playback is playing frame dropping. It's important to check if your playback is set to frame dropping, or at least play sync to audio if you have an audio as a reference, because if your computer is slow, the animation will also be slow. But if you change your animation to frame dropping, then it will jump to try to keep up. At least it will look a little bit laggy, but most important here for me is to see the timing correctly, even if it misses some images. So 10-second animation, I want the hair to flow to the right, and then I think it will go up to this. Maybe I want the eye to stay visible. The hair will go here. I think the second line will go here. Is the further still will go, and these lines will go here and here. So let's first let's remove this, so we have more space for the stream. Let me check something, because there is something weird. Okay. I was trying to show the let me check, because there's something weird on the setting on my stream alerts, because there's supposed to be some alerts on the stream and I don't see it. So just wait a minute. I'm checking if I did it correctly. Well, in the meantime, the hair is supposed to go here. 10-second animation, it means, I think, at 24 because the setting is here, we are at 24 frames per second. So if you want to make the hair move for 2 seconds, it should be at frame 24. And you know, if you are really bad at maths, you can say, well, I'm stupid, 24 is not 3 seconds, it's 1 second. So if you're really bad at math, you can just say, I have 24 frames per second, and I want to go to the third second, so you just write 24 3 times. So 72, I just type this 24, multiplied by 3, enter, 72. So this is the third second, and this works everywhere in Blender. If you want to change the size of your scene, you want to make it twice bigger, you just multiply by 2 here, and you have the new version of you can divide by 2. Okay, so at 0 the hair is here, and at 3 it's here. It's too slow. Maybe I was, well, my error was actually the correct version. I think it should take 1 second. Yes, 1 second here, and maybe 2 seconds to go back. Maybe 2 seconds, so I select the layer here and I press Shift D to duplicate. Why are there 3 points? You're gonna wonder, because on Blender the layer is here. It's just this one at the bottom, but there are points on top because it's a shortcut to select all the other available layers. If you click on the point on top, it selects everything, but if you just click on this one, you just select the one you want. So this is just useful if you want to move everything at the same time. Of course, it's not working in my case because I locked everything, but when all your layers are unlocked, if you select the point on top, it will move everything at the same time. Now back, and click here. I activated auto lock inactive layers. Okay, so 1 second here and 1 second back, and of course I think it should go, because of the gravity and inertia, it should not stop here. It should go back a little, just a little, and then go back to here. Maybe too much. That's too much, and I think this is not enough. I think it should go further. So let's do something. I duplicate this with Shift T, but I go back to edit mode. I delete. Maybe I will go back to draw mode. I think it should go further like this. Maybe even more. It should be crazier. You should go here, and maybe even like this. I make noises when I animate. I think a lot of animators do that. and here this is inertia. I will these overlines. I will handle these overlines later. Oh, oops! I drew something on the wrong place. You can notice that I have this record button here activated. This allows me to just move and draw. And when you do this and you draw at the wrong place, it creates a new layer. So, but if you don't want to create a new layer, you have to deactivate this. So now when you draw, it shows on the existing layer. No, I mean not layer, but frame. Hey, thank you for watching, and I'm glad you liked the tutorials. One line at a time, you know. Let's draw just one line because everything here is confusing. This is the final position, okay? Let's remove this. Okay. It works, but before this line, I think there must be another one here. Like this. So let's try something. Let's try to log it at. It doesn't make sense to have a number that is not that is just random like that. I always like to have a number, a round number. I mean round compared to the frame rate. So it will be 24 by maybe 8 seconds. It's 8-second animation and it's still not. Okay, let's just for the loop, let's keep it at 4 seconds. Okay, so this is the 4-second loop. Of course, the it goes back too fast. This is very ugly. This but you get the idea. Actually, this line should have you know why am I doing this? Is because I want to have a curve here, a curve that moves from here to here, and make this curve move like this. So I have to force up the beginning of a curve here, and then make it go down slowly, and then down here, and it should, you know, move like this. So this is correct. The three final frames are correct, but now starting from here, it's really weird. So this is where I'm going to cheat with the sculpt mode in a few moments, because when you have to make a quick animation like this, I don't have time to make something that is physically correct, but at the same time works with the aesthetic you want, like here. You have to find a trick in between, and for that I'm going to maybe use the sculpt mode. So you see here there is this little bump that starts here and goes higher here. It should be even higher here, but not that low. The blue color is the, well, the green color is the previous version, and the blue is the I have the onion skins activated. You see the onion skins allows me to see the previous and the next line. Maybe I will deactivate this empty image so I understand what is going on. The previous image is the green one. The current is this. So this is very bad example. I'm supposed to go from here to here so fast. From this line to this. Completely impossible. So here you start to have weird shapes. I think I haven't eaten enough. But it's okay. Let me have more cards. I'm sorry because this line is so ugly. Now it's better. You see a wave starting here, and now you see the wave starting here. I mean, and it should go here. Yes, the wave is going down further. Of course, the timing at the bottom is completely wrong. I will fix the timing later. It's not easy because it has to become bigger, but go at the back at the same time. So this is why this is weird. It's supposed to go here and then go here, go here, and let me see the final image, okay? And then go back. I love your... Qu'est-ce qu'il y a procédé dans le processus de gris pencil? Someone is asking. Aspect parts, ça a l'air assez compliqué. Yes, thanks for the stream. Thanks for the... Okay, thanks you all for watching. You know what? I'm going to remove this and use something really simple. Let's create a reference for the animation. It's supposed to be here. I'm creating a new layer here, and I'm going to call this ruler. So when I'm stuck in a drawing, I create a frame with a fake animation. So it's not a fake animation, but it's gonna be animation of something else that is something simpler in space, and then I'm gonna use that as a reference to know what I'm doing. So I'm going to use this circle. The circle is supposed to go down like this and become bigger like this, see? And then it's supposed to be bigger like this. I'm using, the record button here, so it creates keyframes automatically while I move. So this is my workaround when I have no idea where is my animation. Why am I doing this? You see that I'm going to use this as a wave in the next frame. So if you check what I'm doing here, well, if you see there's this circle here, the hair will go here, and it's supposed to go like this, and then like this, So you see what I'm trying to do here. I'm adding this as a reference. Well, I mean, the hair is supposed to be look like this. Of course, I'm using the wrong colors here. Let's use another crayon. Maybe I will call this crayon 2. So crayon 2. So let's suppose we are completely stopped. We have no idea what is going on. So we're using this case. The hair looks like this, and then it should look like this, and then like this, and then like this. Okay. Well, this is an and now, well, funny thing is that it's not going in the right direction. Of course, I want this to go to the right with the wind. How am I going to do that? Well, I can select all these layers. Let's duplicate this, duplicate, and I keep the previous version, ruler 1. Let's call this ruler B or 0.1, whatever. And with this, I'm going to use edit mode, and I'm going to use where is the multi-frame mode? Did they change the interface? Draw, multi-frame. I don't find it. So there is an option on Blender. Oh, multi-frame is here. Multi-frame editing. What is this? Yes, I'm going to show you. Multi-frame mode. There is a sub option here, of course, but we won't use that. Well, if you select multiple keyframes, you see all these keyframes at the same time. Here. So now that I have this, I can, I can rotate the animation, the whole animation, and I can also activate the proportional editing here, and say I don't want to rotate all these pictures, but just a few, just the one that are close to the frame where I am. This one, I want to move it to the right. Okay. Of course, this is super sophisticated what I'm doing here. I could do something simpler by just drawing my, the circle going to the right. Instead of, well, the multi-frame mode helps in a lot of cases, but I think in this case I'm going to do something really simple. First, I'm going to trick another ruler. Crayon. This is the position of the hair. It starts here. Very simple line. It should go here. Wait. It should go slowly here. And then start to accelerate. And suddenly, boom, I arrive here. Boom. And then arrive. Slowly go up here. Slowly go down. And then accelerate. Wait, the timing is completely wrong, so I'm going to select everything and press S to resize. To resize, to change the speed of your animation, you can just resize it with the S key. So I put one side, the selection tool is actually this blue line and your mouse, so you just move the blue line on the left, your mouse on the right, you press S, and you change the speed of the whole animation. The head is supposed to go here. uh, and then go down fast like this, super fast, and then here it should decelerate even more, and then slowly go back, and then the animation starts again. So let's resize this. So this is the movement of the hair. And now with this I'm going to use the technique with the circles. I think the end, let's check, the end is still a little bit, maybe too fast. Yes, here it stays too long on this frame. This frame should be shorter. And then it, yeah, this one is also too far. This goes down too soon. It should stay a little bit longer on the top. Okay. Here it slows too much here. It has to go float a little bit in the air, a little more. This is too, it goes down too fast. The gravity should not work like that. It should go float a little bit and then go down. Yes, go back, float a little bit and then go back. Yes, now when it goes to the back and back to us, it's too fast. It doesn't go far enough on the back. So let's add an image here. Maybe one more. Maybe it should go back further. Maybe it should go here, which means here it should be here half, and then it goes back slowly to us. Yes, not this fast. There should be maybe one more image in between here. It goes down slowly and then accelerates. Yes, it's accelerated too slowly here. It should go faster here, maybe like this, and then in the end, actually this frame won't be visible. It will jump here, but I keep it as a reference. So this is just a reference for the pendulum movement. You see, it's not the actual hair. It's just a reference for me to see where the hair should be. Okay, so this is the right speed. Well, it's not perfect, but I think I won't spend on a whole hour on this movement. And now let me check some things. Excuse me, just for one moment. I wanted to check something on the live stream alert. Because people are sending some tips, and I see that I don't see it. So I think there is something weird on the setting of my OBS scene on the. Where is it? Where is it? Streaming. Last tips, okay. Let me check something. Okay, so something is not working, but it's okay. And the alert. Why is it not working? Very weird. But never mind, let's go back to the stream. So this is the reference for the, you know, the pendulum movement. And I will create another layer on top. Let's use to duplicate empty keyframe. So this is where the duplicate empty keyframe is really useful. It creates a new layer with already the keyframes at the right place, but there is no drawing inside. So I don't even need to auto create keyframes with this button anymore because they are here already. So I have this line here. I go here. Well, of course, you can press Ctrl C, Ctrl V to paste, to copy it. So there is just something weird here that I don't like. It's the, why is it selecting the lines? Okay, edit lines. I don't like this option here. You know, it makes your lines really thick. You know what? I'm even gonna draw it myself because it's too weird. If I don't draw it, maybe the circle will look like this here, and then like this. I'm not sure if it's the correct shape for the circle though. I'm just doing. You know what? Let's just draw the hair because the circle is gonna make me even more confused. So I'm going to deactivate. You know, you have the onion skins here. But you can activate it only, you can deactivate it on the layers you don't want to use. So this is the onion skin for each layer. Let's deactivate it. Or you can deactivate it for the whole group. Oh, good to know. So instead of just clicking it here, I can deactivate it for the whole group. Bam. Goodbye here. And now I don't want it all even for this line. But I want it for my drawing. So let's create a new hair draft layer. So we're talking about pass. I'm not sure. There is something in compositing where you can say relations, pass index. But this pass is not for. I'm not sure if it works for the compositing, but it works mostly for the modifiers. If you want to apply a modifier only on one pass. And you can also export it to a different view layer. This was a question for more advanced grease pencil animators. Let's go back to draw mode, object mode, just to show the reference. I will keep the reference behind like this, so at least I know how is the shape. So I think why is it too hard to draw is because I picked a very hard position for the first image. This frame is not easy because this part is already back here, but this one is moving front, so I'm not sure if it is supposed to go left or right. I have to figure out something. Maybe I will change the first image. I will make it simpler. Like this, I think, closer to the line, because if I do this crazy line version, I will never finish this animation. And you know what? Let's be bold. Let's use directly the line color. Oops, I forgot to activate the rec button. Oh, I didn't know. Okay, there is no layers here. Okay, so it makes sense. Now this is supposed to be here. Wait, you know what? I'm going to change the eraser to not the point, not the stroke, but the point mode. So because there is a part of this curve that I like, but not the one on top. So you see where my style comes from. You know, these little holes on my drawing. It's not just the style, it's really because I draw like that. I don't connect my lines. This is very tricky, even with the lines, with a ruler. Okay, now it's better. You see, it's a bit more correct. Well, before I do something stupid, let's check what is the last picture. There's supposed to be a small, opening here and small here. The hole. So the curve is here, so it's supposed to be a little lower on the next frame. Before I draw the beginning of the next line here, I'm just going to draw this part of the curve, just this part. Let's check. The previous picture is here. We are supposed to be I'm drawing backwards now. I'm starting from the end and I'm trying to draw the previous picture. It's supposed to be here, I think, because the next point will be here, and yes, and now it's supposed to be a little higher like this, which means this one is supposed to be here, and the previous that I drew is almost correct, almost. Yes, it's better now. It's a bit weird in the end, but it's better. You know what? It's because the timing is not working correctly when you. I can make it twice faster. But for now, let's keep it like this. Oops! I did not follow my timing on the ruler. Here it's supposed to be here. Wait. You can use, you know, the up and down arrow to jump to the next keyframe instead of doing it randomly like me. Up and down. And this text is too big. There is something weird on Screen Cascade. It does not show all the keys, so I'm really sorry for that. It's when you press two keys at the same time, sometimes the second is not showing. Anyway, we are here. Hola de Mexico. Let's do something really easy before coloring. I'm going to add another layer. It's the banks. Wait. New, and let's move the group on top. So the banks is just below the front and on top of the middle. And let's create a layer here. So it's just this line, this one, and this one, and this one. And let's do something quick. You remove the onion skins for the previous layers. And I'm going to animate this really quickly. Wait, I did something really weird. Wait, sorry. I'm going to... I need to do something first. Maybe just start with the middle and go back to eraser stroke. It'd be faster for this case. Yes. This line is supposed to go here. So I'm drawing the transition from this line to this line, and from this line to this line, and this to this. So in the middle, I'm just showing the middle version. And from this to this, we are in the middle here, and here in the middle, okay. Okay. And then in between, I press I to create an empty keyframe. So I'm supposed to go from this to this, from this to this. Wait, no, not this one. It's from this. Yes, that's correct. From this to this. I'm confused because, you know, on another software I used, the green is not the color for the next line, but for the past line. Let me check, because I always forget. Before is green and after is blue. In case, like me, every time you start a new project, you forget. Green is the previous color. And blue is the next. Okay, so it goes from this to this. I'm not stupid. Am I stupid? I've lost my brain. Okay. So we're supposed to go from this to nothing because this disappears in the empty space. So this line goes here. Too many here. I have no idea what I'm doing. This goes here, and this goes here, and this goes here. Okay, it's better. And now in this place, this line goes here. Okay, this goes here, so we are in the middle. This should go here, in the middle. This should go here, I guess. This goes here. Yes, and now it's working. Really weird. And before this one, there is nothing here. I should add a little line here at least. Wait. So because it is really hard to see what I'm doing, I'm going to change this to the color. You can change the type of keyframe. This is not something that will affect your animation. It's just for you to see what you're doing. You can pick whatever you want here. And I will change this to red and press Shift D to duplicate. And now I have a little animation cycle here that I can check. And of course I did something really weird. The timing is not correct. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, 5 is a bad idea because it won't. I won't end correctly on the end of the loop because I'm animating at 24 frames per second. So let's do something easier. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe let's animate it in 4. The drawing is not perfect. You saw there the hair is jumping, but well, I will fix it another time. Now we have this hair moving and the other hair, and then we can hide, the ruler. Okay, now we have this. Let's do something. Wait. Let's show the skin color, and let's color the hair. I will add more lines on the hair later. At least I have this one now. And next, so I will start to add colors so I can show you how I animate the light, little highlights here, and also I will animate the hair blink, the eye blinking, and add some elements in the background really quick. Hello, merci beaucoup. The hair is weird, I admit, because I started using the ruler here, for the movement, but I didn't check, the shape of the waves. So it's not perfect, but for now it works for like a quick demo. Maybe, let's be crazy, maybe I can do something, at least, even if it's a draft. I can make this frame look better, I think, because it's just one or two frames that look ugly. It's this one, really weird shape. So
music like molten chocolate. The theme from Cinema Paradiso by Ennio and Andrea Morricone, father and son. Chloe Hamslett, the violin soloist. The BBC Concert Orchestra conducted by Keith Lockhart.
this part is really hard. Okay, now it's a little bit better, even though this moment is skins anymore. And again, the paint bucket is working strangely today, so I will do this manually. Of course, it's not the best way to paint. This is a very approximate painting technique. We will use the bucket tool with its advanced feature in another video. The face is completely hidden by the hair, but well, it's okay because we'll see it again at the end of the loop. Wait, I did something wrong. Sculpt again to fix that. Okay. At least this coloring technique is approximate, but at least you can paint without thinking about the gaps and the lines and whatever. For a quick animation, it's efficient, like in this case. So of course I'm doing something stupid here. I remember that this is a looping animation, so I just have to duplicate the images that I did here. There is more hair at the back, of course. Let's show some hair on the actual head that is not moving. So there is one layer with hair not moving behind. And now well, before drawing, the other hair, because the technique for the hair. I already did it here, but I will do an animation for the highlight on the hair. And before that, I just want to check if maybe I want to make this eye make the hair not go up this far. Maybe I can cheat a little here, so we can see the hair, the eye, I mean, for a few more frames before. This is tricky because I'm supposed to. I must also respect the curves that I drew before. Okay, we see the eye for a few more frames, so it's nice. And now let's use something interesting. The masking tool, because we are going to need it for the eyelid and for the highlights on the eye. So where is the eyelid? Well, I haven't created a layer for that before, so first I'm going to create the line is here, okay. The head line is here, the eye line is here, okay. Let's create a layer for... Well, I'm going to animate this eye first, and then later I will duplicate the lines for the color. So again, you can use the overlays and say fade inactive layers, so you see what is going on. You can also fade the objects, but there is only one object in this scene. It's my current drawing. Eye line. So when the eye is closed, let's activate auto keying. It looks like this. Of course, I deactivated all the onion skins for this group. So let's activate the onion skins again. Maybe the closed eye will look like this. It's too low. I will cheat a little and put it a little higher like this. So this is the eye closed, okay. But let's put a slow transition in between. It starts slowly to close, really slowly like this. And then it accelerates a little. And then it's completely closed. Maybe. And of course these points here, I could use Ctrl C to copy it here and paste it here and paste it here, and here they disappear. Maybe they should go up, because oops, I did something stupid. I forgot to... Sorry, this is not supposed to exist. I did something stupid. Let's undo this. They are not supposed to move here. They're supposed to move here. So let's deactivate the auto keying. So I'm not sure. I'm sure I'll not create extra keyframes. So you see they go up just by one small millimeter, and then closed, and then it opens suddenly. Maybe this frame, maybe this is too much here. Maybe you just need one. Yes, I think this is better. And maybe when it goes up, it will slowly... I will duplicate this. When it opens, maybe it decelerates slowly, like this. I'm really thankful to the animators with who I work, or the directors with who I work, because they taught me to be really picky about these transitions. Some directors with who I worked this year, so now you have the eye, closing, boop, and then opening slowly like this. And now let's duplicate this and create the color eye line. Eye color, So there are many ways to do this, since my example is not really helpful because, well, this is an imaginary character that I created. And thank you, Mika Bison. Oh, Mika Bison is here, great animator. Sorry, I still don't know how to pronounce your name, Mika. Mika? Oh no. This tutorial is a little weird because, I usually don't draw the white color around the eye. But just for this tutorial, I can show to you how to do it. Let's create a color. So, you can draw this eye like this. And then start to animate it. Or you can also be lazy and just copy paste it and deform it with sculpt tool. But just doing this quickly. So this is supposed to be the back of the eye color. And if you have a style where the eyes are visible, unlike my art style, you will probably want to have this. And then you can go to the color of the eye and say this will have a mask, and the mask is the color below, and same for the line. This has a mask, and the mask is the eye color below. Now here. So you just animated the parts that you want to animate, and you don't have to draw this black circle again and again. Maybe oops, what is going on? Yes. Of course, in my case, I don't draw this part of the eye, so I will just, change the opacity of this mask. And you see here, I created an invisible mask for the eye, and it works. So you saw how I used the mask here for the eye, so you think you will guess how the mask works for the hair. I will draw some highlights like this, and then use the color of the hair as a mask. But before that, at least this background is really ugly. Let's create a background. Well, there are many ways to do that. I can go back to my drawing software, and I could export this image as a background image. I can also try to do it completely in Blender and say I'm going to create a background environment. So it's in the shading panel. Oh, I think I made Blender crash. Oh, not yet. It's still up. Okay. So now let's animate the world. Okay. We don't need the So the image is here, okay. And let's create a background gradient texture, and maybe this gradient texture put texture coordinate on it and the mapping. So this is part. This is something you just need to know. You know, it's complicated to explain it the first time, so you can just watch a lot of textures about how to create a procedural sky in Blender or just a background. So I won't explain this part that much. 90 degrees here, okay. And scale. No. I want to stretch it to make it not okay, and then not follow the. Okay, this, I think this is the correct color. Now put a color ramp here in between. Let's take this color as the bottom color, and the top is here. Okay. So I did something weird. Where is it? Okay. Well, for now this is like a quick version, but yeah, there's a lot of nuances in my artwork. You can see there are some lines here. I can draw these lines in grease pencil, you know. For now, well, I will leave it like this for now, but I can add some grease pencil. How do you call that? The airbrush, because there is a hairbrush drawing in grease pencil to draw like smooth colors like this. For now, I will leave it like that. So I have temporary background. So what you hear in the background is Rachmaninoff Concerto Number 2. Not Concerto Number 2. It's Symphony Number 2 or 3 by Rachmaninoff. Let me check. Symphony Number 2 by Rachmaninoff, and it's in the middle. It's a very long concerto, like a very long piece. I mean, and this one is in the middle of the piece, and it's called the because parts have titles in classical music. This part is called Adagio. Yes, it's the Adagio part, Symphony Number 2 by Rachmaninoff. But you know what? I won't have time to redraw all this in grease pencil. I will export this as a background. I think I already did it before. So I can, you know, instead of adding an image as a reference as I did here, I can say I will add an image, a mesh plane, just a mesh plane, not background, but mesh plane, because I want to resize it. And all these are really important parts. We have to make it emission, so it has its own light. It's not affected by the environment lights. And this, I don't remember all this. This is important if you have transparent images, but in my case I'm not using transparent images. And the position is to make it look smoother, depending on how you want to, because when it's animated sometimes you see weird artifacts. These are options you can always change here, you know, here in the material section of what you imported. So just for the sake of this tutorial, I use both. I have the environment before, and I have the image from the 2D software. And now with these two images, the PG is just background. Don't mind, it's just my shortcut. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, let's draw the little highlight here on the banks, and of course something that we do in most mangas. You know, they put lines on top of the hair because the face expression is important. So even the hair is nice, it's nice to see the expression anyway. So I will create another group on top. Eye over. Let's call it eye over because it's not supposed to be on top of the hair, but just for the because it's too important. Oh, you know what? I don't even have to create a layer. I can just move the layer from the eye. Eye line is supposed to go here. Yes. And actually, I drew it before, but I did not do it correctly. Let's draw it again with. It should be a little bigger like this. I think like this is nice. Again, my draft was not good enough, so I make quick draft, and I just noticed once I start to animate that the draft was not correct. Well, and I will copy this image, paste it on the next frame, maybe move it slightly lower like this, and then really low like this. Okay, Shift T to duplicate that image to the last frame. Sorry, where am I? It's here. So many layers here. Now there's a lot of layers and frames. It goes back here. So this picture is not the right version. I did something weird here, but it's this picture that I want to copy here. And let's move it just slowly, just slightly below. Okay, so maybe when the hair is up there, we should not see these points. This is tricky. Okay. This is supposed to be on top of the banks, but not on the front hair. Okay. So it's supposed to be here. Wait, not here, maybe it's sorry here. Yes. Now it's better. So it's on top of the this part of the hair, but not this one. Okay, that's better. Yes, the recording will be available publicly. How long have I been streaming? We've already seen most of the, the features that I used for simple animations here. Well, just for fun, let's animate these two highlights here, and maybe this, this lens flares on top. I still haven't finished my dinner. Ew. Yeah, and thank you, Annie. Yeah, I'm really happy with this background. Ouais, ça mange des carottes parce que je suis en train de dîner en même temps là, des carottes et des. Enfin, je mange mon dîner par petits morceaux parce que j'ai pas eu le temps de tout cuire, donc je mange ingrédient par ingrédient. Là, je mange les carottes et les choux, et après, peut-être que je vais manger le riz, et on va voir ce qui va arriver après. Peut-être que je vais manger le sel à la fin. I didn't have time to cook properly, so I'm eating the ingredients separately. Now I'm eating the carrots and the cauliflowers. Next time maybe I will eat the rice, and maybe at the end I will eat the salt. And yeah, well, I will at some point I will end the stream and maybe eat correctly instead of eating the salt separately in the end. It will be too weird, but uh, I really love to cook, but sometimes when I'm drawing, I forget, and suddenly I realize I'm hungry and I start to eat whatever I have in the kitchen. Um, Thanks. Okay, the color is here. Okay, the color is here. Let's create a new layer and let's call it highlight or light. Just call it light because there is only one light layer in the whole group. Of course, you know that I'm going to add a mask and use the color as mask here. But first, let's just show it. Plain and stupid shape. Add a new slot. And you know here you can reuse colors that you used in other objects or even in the same object. That's a more complicated chapter. It will be for another time. So you want to create the slot here. Pick the color. Then yeah, you have and then you just say I want to mask it with the color below. It's called color. And of course it looks weird because oh no, because I did not use the right color layer name, or I did. Yes, it is. It's just because okay, I didn't draw the color layer correctly. Okay, there is something weird. Of course, the shape of the this highlight. Of course, it's a very ugly highlight. I should animate it, and we can do that. We can animate it on the let's give it a name at least. Name of the color. Il y a un accent là, quelqu'un parle d'un accent. Oui. Alors je sais pas, j'ai dû faire une faute quelque part. Bon, pas grave. I don't see the of course because I deactivated all the overlays for this layer, and of course maybe the overlays here. Okay, the overlays here are not working when you are in render mode. I don't know why you have to go back here on the there are different previews type here for your scene. On this one the overlays is not working, so you have to go back here. I thought this feature changed in a previous version. I don't know if it's on error, or maybe I hallucinated when I thought it was fixed. I don't know if it's considered also as a bug or it's a feature. I'm not sure. Oops, the shape is changing weirdly. I have to fix that. I did something too different here. Oops. No. Deactivate the auto keying. There are many techniques to animate highlights on hair, you know. I change every time. I try to use a lot of different techniques, and sometimes I reuse the same animation. For now, I'll use this one. I will maybe add some little more details later when I have time after eating, and maybe adjust these little points of the moving point. And now same highlight on this hair. This frame is not correct. I'm looking at the hair again. There is one frame missing here, but well, it's okay for now. It's okay because I'm weird because I've used the ruler here, but I did not. Okay. Okay. Well, I think I see there is something weird here. You know, from here and here. It's the same curve. Okay, maybe. Okay, maybe let's just adjust this. We don't see the difference. Okay. Well, we can see it, but since it's moving backwards, it's hard to understand that the wave is moving. No, it was better before. Wait, no. Let's keep it as it is. Now it's too much. Or maybe just a little here. Of course, I think I will have to subdivide the line to make it smoother. Yeah, the music you hear now, it's well, it's from an old anime that is called Galaxy Express 9999. You can find it on YouTube, but the version I'm using now is it's a raw recording that I have on my computer. Let's add the mask on the highlight, okay. And of course the light should be below the line. Okay. Is it the same color? It doesn't look the same. Or maybe it's because of the gradient light I've put on the... No, it's the same actually. Okay, I will check the... Ah, no, I see, because there is some gradient below on the hair and it makes it look different. I can add that gradient later. Let's do something smart. I think here we're supposed to have something like this. I'm just putting some lights at the most important keyframes, and then I will deal with it. I will try to find something that makes sense to make it appear. So we want Yes, there are other professional animators here. I must look like a fool, you know, with my hair technique that is really random. Okay, there is just something missing here. It's interesting, but I think the curve should go down here and up here. Just a little like this. And now there's too many details. Here it's too many details and not here, not enough. You know what, I think I should make this simple, a lot more simple. And this is too much. This is too much actually, this is too much. I think I will make it simple. You know what? I will work on this, the part at the bottom and the part on the top separately. I think I will focus on this one now, and then work on the other one. Okay, so it looks okay here. Sometimes it's too big, but okay. And I will create another one for the bottom part. Highlight here, and for this one there will be lights only at this place on this frame. I mean, just the biggest part, like this, and maybe before it starts slowly to appear. If I want to make it appear for a longer time, I will add more layers. This is hard. This part is really hard. Well, for now, I will leave it like this. And thank you. So I think you saw most of the things I wanted to share for this live session. Look, let's wait. You know what? Eye blinking. We can duplicate the eye blinking. There's the line here. Thanks, we don't need it, but we need the iris line and the eye color. So we have to duplicate this and this with Shift T here, and the eye will blink another time here. Maybe the second time it will be a bit faster. And okay. Well, before ending the stream, I will animate just this little part here. This is very easy. We just add a new grease pencil object. First, be sure to be at the frame where you want the object to appear. Frame 1. Add grease pencil. Stroke. No, not stroke. Empty. Add grease pencil. Of course, you can press Shift A to add grease pencil empty. And I have a new grease pencil object. Let's call it flare. And let's call this main character. The main character is here, and the flare is here on top. So when I told you about the complexity of the palette system in Blender, now we see why is it useful. You can reuse the palettes you used on the character here. So for example, if I draw this star here, wait, not easy to make a correct star in this angle. Now if I change this color, it will change for everyone, you know, even for the character on the left. Maybe I will use this one. Okay, this one is better. I didn't use the same color up here. Really bad. That's my bad. Thank you so much. Okay, so we have the light here, and let's add another layer. I will rename this layer later. Well, you know what? Let's name it flare. This one is also a flare. Okay, so on this one, it's the empty one. Auto lock inactive layers. Let's add a new light. And this is another light. Blender automatically adds a number after it, so we are not confused. And this is a little flare. And we can add the vision mode, you know, you can put it to hard light or whatever. There is no, the overlay that you have to on Photoshop. We don't have that on Blender, unfortunately, but in my case for the lens flare, this works. And then I just duplicate empty keyframes. I have another flare layer with the same settings, and I can use the blend mode. And of course I'm going to cheat with the modifier edit deform noise. The noise doesn't work on every case. At least the flares move, but the light is not moving correctly. So in my case I will not use the noise effect for this. I can also make it smaller, you see, like this. But I think you can try to randomly fix it, because this shape is really weird, and the noise won't like it. So what I'm going to do, instead of noise effect, I will animate it manually. So let's activate auto keying and go to a random frame, and here we can sculpt this. Did I activate auto lock? Yes. So why is it not working? Oh yes, now it's working. Okay, weird. Okay, and now this flare, let's just resize it. And also this one.
Music like molten chocolate. The theme from Cinema Paradiso by Ennio and Andrea Morricone, father and son. Chloe Hanslip, the violin soloist.
Oh, we are back to the beginning of my playlist. It's okay. It means the live stream is almost finished. Again, I'm going to change the color of this frame. So I understand that this is a loop. Of course, we also had modifiers here to create loops automatically, but I will use this for now. I'm a bit lazy. And I'm going to also, if I do it manually, I can also add some little variations here, some little accidents. And this is it. We can add some effects on this. We can add like a little glow effect. It works only if we are in this preview mode, like this. Let's add some details, 12 samples. Yes. Let's add some glow effect also on the character. Glow, yes. Threshold maybe a little higher, like this. Add some details with 12. 12 more, and now we have a little glowing character. Change the color of the glow maybe to pink, blue or pink. Yes. And here is the animation. So I think we are at the end of the live stream. Of course, there's a lot of missing element. There is, the over side of the hair and the back of the hair, and these lines here. I will add them myself later. Okay, maybe just one thing before. Maybe I will just add the all the steps. We started from scratch. Oh, maybe the description of the live show, you're right. I've never thought about changing the caption of the live stream. I don't know if we can, because you know it's not a normal video. But maybe, yeah, maybe you're right. I can just edit or maybe I already did it before. You know, I'm completely. I think I need to eat. My brain is not working anymore. But I think you're right. I think I already did it on a previous live session. So thanks so much for watching. Merci beaucoup, and have a nice day. Good evening for people who are in Europe or Asia, and or good afternoon if you're in the USA. Allez, bye bye les gens. Merci d'avoir suivi et bonne soirée. Le live sera disponible, il sera enregistré. Il sera disponible sur mon profil. Goodbye.